Hello, this is CNFunny John, and I'm actually doing a review on the Simpsons Lego episode as well. Big props to J-Man who up here. He could be near me, I'm not sure. Whatever competition he's doing, good luck to it, buddy. And, well, I'm going to do a review, and then I'm going to do super spoilers. So after you see a big black cutoff, that's when you turn it off if you haven't seen it. And that's for the rest of you who are Lego fans or are Simpsons fans. You missed it, but heck with it. You would like to listen to what I gotta say along with going to watch it anyways. Continue watching. As for this, I would say it's a pretty good movie. It's very, very good. They actually had a few references. I think they referenced the Lego movie. Yeah, that'll be forever encased in stone. And they also did the Hunger Games, which chances are I think it's kind of a lamer version of Hunger Games, but whatever. And for anyone who actually played the Simpsons video game, you'll definitely get a kick out of what he says about Comic Book Guy, because he does reference the Simpsons game as well. The only sad part is you have basically Ned Flanders, who only was seen in the church scene. As for being a neighbor and all, you don't get to see him at all as being a neighbor, which is kind of a letdown. Krusty is funny. Yeah, the scene with Krusty is very funny. And the last thing I would just say is you also have the Pajama Guys, which that's very funny when you find out who the Pajama Guys are, which is kind of easy to figure out. So I would say watch it if you are a big Lego fan, watch it if you're a Simpsons fan, and watch it if you had basically my thought as I was an 8-year-old or 7 or 8-year-old playing in the living room, and I was like, you know what? Legos are yellow, Simpsons are yellow. How come they can't make a deal with each other? Yeah, when will the deal happen? Which is true. I'm not making it up. I actually thought of that when I was like in 1997, 1998, like. And I was playing with something called the X-Force or something, and it was fun. I mean, it was really, really fun. I wish I was able to buy all of them, but I couldn't. I only was able to buy the one that's very, very cheap, under $10. But anyways, besides the point, I'm glad that Simpsons and Lego are straight up hand in hand together. The only last part is, since the Lego minifigures are now out, I wonder if they're looking at the minifigures and saying, "Don't!" And if not, then I guess it's good that they stuck with the original layout of them. Just the fact that you can actually make it seem like they are straight up moving their mouths, while if they're using those, you can actually tell if their mouths are moving or not. So I think it's big props, and the crazy part is that maybe 1998, when I was thinking it, and they actually did it, they could have done a reboot, and this is the reboot that we're getting right now, and they could have actually have released them back then, which I would actually have mostly all of them. So that's it, and for anyone who don't want to hear the spoilers, turn it off right now. Side note before you close out, this episode actually reminded me of a long ago episode that many people might not remember. The Treehouse of Horror episode. In this episode, basically, it was Soma and Patty who was coming over, and Homer had to find a place to hide. The kids got dibs on the closet they had, which, wow, these days... Oh, wait, yeah, the closet is hidden. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Their house rearranges because, they don't really have the whole continuity thing in the house. And plus, who really actually takes notice of the house and all the stuff anyways? So, with that said, he basically found a secret place behind the father clock, the grandfather clock they had. So he went, or it was a bookshelf. So he went behind there and he found a 3D world. And in that 3D world, he was okay until he touched something, and then all of a sudden a vortex created, a black hole. So they actually had to save him, and Bart was the one who was trying to save him, but sadly he didn't get saved, and because of that, he actually came into our world as a 3D version of himself, which was quite funny. And he was still wondering how he would get back, but it's the Halloween special, Treehouse of Horror. Of course, you know that it won't really have a good ending as you want it to. So that's what it reminded me of. Alright, so here is the big actual thingy. So, alright, let's see what we got here. So what we have is, in the beginning, basically we see Homer waking up to a Lego place, which the Lego world, which is very, very cool. And first thing you'll see is Santa's little helper. He looks different than the usual dog thing. I mean, he actually looks like a dog that has pieces you put together instead of the usual thing. But I bet chances are that might be from the Lego Friends thing. So if it is, well, But they do make fun the fact that they actually have some more parts than usual, even though I would have to say, if Marge has her hair in a box, that's going to take a big box to do it. So one thing that comes to me is the fact of all the variants you have. You have Homer when he's in pajamas, Homer with a necktie, Homer with just his boxers on, and normal Homer, which we all got anyways. And basically some of us actually do have the tie one. The thing that we don't have is lazy Homer. Yeah, or aka hammock Homer. So to continue on, it basically continues the fact that they go to breakfast, and you actually see that the yellow stud, aka I call those talismans. Yeah, so the bright yellow non-translucent talisman was the egg, and you actually had some of those bricks, some of those little tiny brick McCullochs, which, yeah, I don't really know any Lego terms. I just know the terms I called them, which I basically called those as credit cards, somewhat. So basically you had those, and they actually look bacon, which I bet could be in the Homer Simpson house set, but I'm not sure. So with that said, yeah, and then he's like, something looks different, but they didn't really care anyways. So you basically have Homer driving to get Lisa a present, and you see this princess set, which chances are it most likely came from Lego fans. I mean, Lego friends. Sorry, not Lego fans. Lego friends. And he touches it, and he realized the real life, or his real reality, the fact that he bought Lisa this set, and he actually had some fun, and comes to the realization of telling Lisa that parents doesn't have fun with kids, and because of that he has to keep faking it, which is crazy. And also he said Candyland is the worst game made in the world. Only thing I have to say is I would have fun with kids. I'll have fun with my children. It'll be, yeah, even if it usually will end up with them crying, saying, Daddy freaking's mean. Daddy just took the hero and killed him. Or Daddy hid my figure. Or Daddy pimp slapped my doll, my Barbie doll. And he said that she was making fun of him. Yeah, that's most likely what happened with me. And that's for Candyland. Candyland is good. The only messed up part is the fact that you have these special things that on the board you have places you can go, and those are kind of like decorated and cool. And the one, I think it was like Cupcake, or it was a cotton candy place you can go to, and you're able to pick that card up too. So, yeah, you're able to cheat if you can. If you get that card and get yellow, red, and the rest of those, you basically will win. So that's my big downfall of the whole game, is the fact that if you get that card, you win. So you can technically cheat in Candyland. As for people who didn't know you can cheat, well, there you go. Congratulations, you can beat your child if you cheat. All right, next up is just the ideas that was going on. The fact that you have the church and they have their own Lego religion. And the Lego religion was funny, especially where they had the, instead of the cross, they have the separator, which sadly I don't have that new separator. I'm still stuck with the regular original silver, well, gray one, or green if you're actually lucky enough to actually buy it off online or the Lego store itself. So, yeah. I can't wait to get the orange one because it looks like they actually have something to help you with the Bionicles or Technic toys, if you want to call it that. So let's see. So yeah, there was a church thing that happened. He also went to the bar, and you got to see what Mo would look like, along with Carl and Lenny. No, I mean, at least you get to see their body, how their body would look like as a Lego toy or minifigure. Sorry, Lego minifigure. So yeah, he went to the bar, and basically everything is Lego. Oh, and I forgot the Bart side of the story. Yeah, Bart's side of the story is that he went to school and Milhouse brought a skunk. And because he brought a skunk to school, Bart let it out and he was going to use him as like... I forgot which movie used a skunk as a weapon, but yeah, that's what he was doing. I think it could have been Jungle Book. It could be Jungle Book. Let's see. Could it be Tarzan? Well, Tarzan and George of the Jungle used elephant instead of that, and the elephant did use his ew. Yeah, but I knew there was something I saw that used a skunk. Yeah, so I can't remember where, but I think I saw it before. But anyways, the skunk was not really good, and Milhouse is Milhouse. He looks different from what... Holy crap, now that's what I call music is now 50. You know, now that I call music started when I was 6 years old, technically it actually should be 18, close to 18 instead of 50. What the heck? Well, anyway, sorry for that tangent, but still. Yeah, Milhouse looks Lego Milhouse. He doesn't look like the minifigure we actually get. Which, yeah, I think it's a good idea that they actually went by their variant version, because if they would have done it with the bigger figures we have, it would look a bit like Robot Chicken instead of looking like Simpsons. They actually talk. So yeah, I think that was a good idea. And anyways, it continues on to actually show that Bart, well, it was really groundskeeper Willie who destroyed the school, and Bart was forced to actually rebuild it instead of always writing on a chalkboard. This is the first episode with Bart not even writing on the chalkboard. Wow. The first episode ever I can recall with Bart not even writing on a chalkboard. Wow. Yeah, but instead he gets a worse punishment. He actually builds... how many schools? I think he built 12 schools. Yeah, and he made the cool school, where he actually remade the school into a nice active place where kids would enjoy it. And Ralph was included too as the Spanish board. So yeah. And of course he got in trouble. No imaginative stuff. They did the same thing that what happened in that one episode where... I'm trying to remember which episode. I think it was the one where... It was the episode where Lisa actually had no friends and she realized it. So she had no choice but to create something called Spring Book, where it was technically Facebook, but Spring Book is where she was able to gather lots and lots and lots of friends. And it turned into a big pandemic, and it kind of brought the city to its knees. Which, one funny thing I do have to admit, even though this is kind of like out of sequence, is the fact that you had Chief Wiggum and you also had Lou in a helicopter, in a Lego helicopter, and it got hit by some, I think Homer did it or something. And they were like, all right, guys, let's put it in the tub, boys. We'll rebuild it tomorrow. Which was funny, which basically brought the whole idea of, well, you know, the whole Lego's able to build and rebuild, and even if it falls down, you're able to rebuild again, which it's a funny concept, and I kind of enjoy it. And I think Lego Movie did it too, but too bad I only just watched the video game. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Blocko. And Blocko said, if you tried to do that with another set and try to make something out of it, we'll kill you. So, yeah. That same joke, but less kill. Alright, so yeah, you basically have that, and meanwhile all that's happening, Homer's dealing with the whole trying to figure out what's going on, and he returns to the comic book. Turns to the comic book store to touch on the thing to actually realize what's going on, and he figured it out. And at first he was like, woohoo, I so want to stay here. So he stayed, and it turns out that there's no Matrix movie in that. There's no Matrix movie whatsoever in that world, which is kind of funny. Let's see, is there anything I missed? And you also have the thing that girls suck. Yeah, the idea that girls suck from 8 all the way to the rest of their lives. And Lisa is to blame, along with maybe Marge too at the end, and also the Hunger Games girl. So yeah, so the Hunger Games girl is the one reason why he got into that coma. He got flattened by her. And Lisa is the reason why he also triggered this world, because Lisa ditched him and he wanted to continue playing with her. But instead, like all girls at a certain age, they basically go to a clique or have older girls or want to be cool or love it when you get attention. And she basically tossed her father to the side, and yeah. And as for Marge, Marge basically shushed Homer when they were watching the Hunger Games. So you have 3 people, and sadly for Jay Eurobricks, he actually... Sorry. So, yeah, you basically have Eurobricks' reason to continue hating on Marge and Lisa because of this. Which is kind of sad. Because those 2 are good characters. It's just that sometimes there are points of where you're like, boo, boo, and everything. But that's besides the point. So let's continue on with this spoiler review. So, yeah, basically after that, I told you all that happened in real life and also getting hit. And Homer decides he wants to stay. But then eventually he realized that if he stays there, no one will grow up. Nothing will change. And his plan to actually use their thingy, use their social security checks and live like fat cats would actually fail and not even be used. So that's why he wanted to go back. And let's take a side note to actually look at Maggie. Maggie looks incredibly different. I mean, she looks the same but different. I wish they actually incorporated those baby legs into the Lego universe or the Lego line itself. But of course, it's kind of funny when they say Duplo. I don't really get it. I guess Duplo because her hair is all together. Her face and her hair is all infused like all the Simpsons toys now. And I guess the other thing is the fact that for being Duplo, if she actually was Duplo, everything would be one and it actually would fuse into like some kind of a square dress than anything. But I guess you can say Duplo since Duplo is for babies. But that's just my little thing to that. All right, let's see. Oh, the video game was mentioned. The fact that we find out the bad guy this whole time is now comic book guy. And comic book guy is mentioned in he mentioned the game, the fact that he's the one that knows rules and regulations and stuff. Which, if you played the Simpsons game, you actually will notice that the comic book guy is an actual person who gives you like game tips and rules and such. Like for one thing is that you can jump only once, or the iconic one is that in the first game you can't swim, but in the second game you most likely can swim, so that's why you die in the first stage if you try to swim in the chocolate. So let's see. You have pirates. Yeah, he said that he collected everything, and because of that, he has like boxes and boxes full of Legos. So he actually has the pirates, which I that's a good throwback. Sadly, I only have one pirate, excluding the minifigure from season 8 that we got. I always wanted the monkey, and I never got that Lego monkey. That's sad. Real sad on that one. But anyways, yeah, you had the ninjas. You have the ninja pajama man, aka the ninjas. Funny pajama man. Yeah, and to the rescue, it's Bart yet again, just like in the Treehouse of Horror. But this time, he actually does help. Yeah, and I guess the crazy part is how come they couldn't make him in the Lego movie? Because I did hear that Milhouse made a cameo in the Lego movie, but why not Bart? Even though technically it makes sense because look at Bart. Bart made a big robot out of the following. He said he made Batman, Hobbit, and SpongeBob toys into that big robot that you will see. And I also looked, they also have like a space shuttle in there. He also incorporates some lightsabers. And I guess you could say Chima or Lego friends, but I'm not sure. Because I think Chima didn't actually make a real actual lion Lego, but they did actually make it so that you can build a lion. So, yeah. So with that said, he basically used all that along with Skinner's head and helped, yeah, he helped out his father, Homer. Better than what Bart, well, technically I guess Bart would have still done it even if he was real. So yeah, he was able to help him, and then it was the goodbye kiss and everything, and then he finally woke up in his actual reality, and Homer and Lisa made up. And then after that, you get the after scene where he actually goes with his daughter and her quote unquote friends to see Stranger Games. Yeah, I think it's called Stranger Games now, not Hunger Games. Yeah, and then you have the whole the whole audience are all girls. Wow. Which I did see Hunger Games. I would say it's more gruesome than what they show it to be. Because yes, it does have a love story, but not that bad of a love story. And of course you have Marge who shushes, and I swear if they actually trade Marge shushes with the girl from Grace Studios, I think Gracie Studios, I would be like, oh, whoa. Because that would be a big step for them to actually have a recording. Even though I kind of wanted the whole Marge go shh, and then Gracie girl go shh, dun 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 dun. You would figure I would have liked that better because that would have been funny and a straight up diss to Marge. But no, they actually had Marge doing the shushing this time. So with all that, and they also mentioned Denmark. They also mentioned the fact that Lego Movie, even though you see in the background, which is kind of funny. Yeah, you see the Emmett and Wild style being pushed in the side in the background, and it's like, so you learn you learn some parenting skills and stuff from a movie. Doesn't that sound just like no, no, it doesn't. Different plot, different plot, which is kind of funny. So, yeah. Excuse me. So altogether, I would like to say this is a very, very good episode. and you should definitely watch it if you can. If you have on demand, go for it. Other than that, you can just basically do what Jay Eurobrook said, which is it's out there somewhere. Too bad they're not like South Park and they actually have their own website. Well, they do have a website, which, oh yeah, Hulu will have it. Yeah, so go to Hulu. Hulu will most likely have it, and you're able to watch it because they have the recent season. So yeah, Hulu will have it. And maybe I'll put it down below so you guys can watch it for yourself. But thank you for listening, and hope you enjoyed it. Have a good day.